Would you want another viral hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody who says no is lying. That shit is so fun. Seeing the numbers go up in real time, seeing people discover you in real time, seeing like opportunity pour in, you know, when you've been working for it and hoping for it. Of course. I want it 1,000,000 times.
This woman is the indelible, incomparable, talented, and limitless Ravyn Lenae. What's up, Ravyn?
You're so sweet. Hi.
Congratulations on your 3rd studio album. That's what we're here to talk about, but also so much more. And we're recording this on the day the album's dropped. So the world has received it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
It feels crazy. Honestly, like I spent like last night at 12 a.m. I was in the shower and I'm like, let me just put the album on and like remember it as like mine first before it goes out into the world. I think it's really important for me to do that. So I remember how I feel about it, you know? But honestly, the reception has been so good. I think people are finding their favorites already, which is fun. So it's good to hear that people are resonating with it.
I love that you listen to it like you hit the streaming service yourself. Like, let me listen to this as a fan and also as the person who created it.
Really that, like, is me stepping outside of just like what I've known the process to be the last year and just thinking of myself as a fan and how I feel about it, you know, objectively. And I was like, this is good.
No, it's real good. It's better than good, girl.
Thank you.
3 albums in, Blue Island feels like the most dialed in you've ever been as an artist. Your message, your voice, the genres you're playing in and expanding in. That, at least that's how it feels as a listener.
Yeah, I think this is for sure the most dialed in I've felt just internally even. You know, people who've been following my career over the past like 8-10 years know that it's been a lot of me exploring myself in every album and really pouring who I am at the time into it. And this one just feels like a compilation of all those things that make Ravyn in a way. Especially with this, the past year and like the reception of Bird's Eye and Love Me Not and having so many new eyes on me, it really made me have to like look internally into like, okay, what is it I want to get off? What is it I want to say and leave for people so that they understand who Ravyn is and what type of artist she is? So this really felt like that type of statement and arrival for me in a lot of ways.
Ooh, I love how you said arrival. Because you've had an insane last couple of years, right? In ways that maybe you hoped for, but also couldn't even plan and couldn't even fathom, right? And there's a beautiful little vignette on the album. There's so many great pockets, but I love on Never Let Me Go, where you get that voice note from your grandparents, and your grandpa asks you if the album's doing good.
I have 2 albums.
And they selling okay?
Yeah. Well, this last one doing really well. He don't know what's going on ever.
But it's all there. That's a reminder that it's all relative, you know? Some people, it's like a meteoric rise and they want to call you an overnight success. And some people's like, how you doing, baby? The music's going good.
Yeah, I think that it was important for me to kind of have like that injection of just human in the album. So people like remember, and for me, like remember where I come from and that like I'm a granddaughter, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, and I'm a singer, you know? But just like making sure that piece of my life that is so integral to me as a person and artist was included.
Yeah, that's important. And between headlining stages and residencies at the Blue Note, how else have you been grounding yourself within the whirlwind?
I think at least in the past few years, I've been making sure that when I'm traveling, because so much of my life is travel, finding little pockets of like joy. And even if it's just going to the ocean or going to the movies or going to a museum or just taking a walk, I think is something I underestimated early in my career, but it's so important. Or just really seeing the cities that I'm in, you know, like such a gift I've been given with like being a musician and a touring musician is being able to see the world and being able to take these places and experiences and food and people, culture, and take it back with me and put it in the music, you know? So not taking those experiences for granted either is something I'm really trying to like dial in. And that's what keeps me human and inspired and excited.
And not just busy.
Exactly. It's easy to just be busy. And it's like, wait, am I soaking in what's happening? You know?
And I read that you created a lot of this album while you were in motion of promoting Love Me Not and all that virality that came with it. And then some of your studio sessions, you felt like you had to go in and create something just as good. And so my question is, how did you release yourself from that pressure of comparison and expectation in order to make this music?
I think that's a hard one because it's so easy to get caught up in like what worked about like a song and like what the recipe is when there really isn't one. And I think I had to like make peace with there isn't a recipe, and what makes a song resonate is really just how you feel about it and the energy you put into it, you know? But what I do know is that I wanted to create that same type of magic and environment in the studio and just in my life for that type of success in a way. And that's coming into the studio and just really going off of what I feel, what I'm listening to in that week that feels cool, or if I heard a chord, or if I heard a melody or a guitar texture out in the world. Like those are the things that keep me like following that trail of magic in a way. And I think that's what happens when you have like big songs. It's not really you take this, and that, boom, hit. It's just like all the elements that like that feel good and I feel natural and instinctual is what makes that. I don't know.
The recipe is there is no recipe. You follow the
honestly
instinct.
And I think we're seeing that right now, you know, where songs have been out for 10 years are like finding, you know, mainstream success. And that's how you know there isn't a rhyme or reason. It's just like I don't know. It's just like the magic in it waiting to find the world in a way.
Oh,
yeah.
That's beautiful. She's a writer, y'all.
Sorry.
She's a lyricist. In the midst of all of that, did you confide in any of your peers who kind of went through that virality machine and then had to define themselves and come back to themselves in the midst of it, like a Steve Lacy or a Doechii?
I remember at the time I was talking to Omar Apollo a lot. And that's someone I think I really resonated with as far as his experience in the industry. He's from Indiana, so that's like my Midwest boy too. But he experienced a similar type of like viral moment. And I remember talking to him about how to like ride that wave and also like deal with anxiety of like seeing the numbers go up and then like wanting to turn all of those people into immediate fans. It's just like this kind of unrealistic expectation that like the people listening are all going to turn into lifelong fans and they're going to buy tickets, and you know, so really like understanding, it just gave me a new perspective on like how the internet really works and like the trajectory of an artist, especially an artist who I feel like Omar, like myself, like Steve, are going to be around for a long time, you know? Sometimes it's not this immediate thing that just triggers this chain reaction of things, you know? And just looking at every success, every milestone as just another like step to that thing I'm looking for and working towards, you know?
So what was Omar's exact advice about how to ride it?
I think he just said to say yes to everything. He was like, take like all the opportunities that you've been dreaming about, like take it. And he said that because there will be a point where things slow down and you just have to like remember what you're rooted in and like still be inspired and excited about what else could be on the horizon, you know? I don't know. And I think what's inspiring right now is that it feels limitless in that way. Like you have artists who might have felt like their career was over 4 years ago or they were ready to give up. And then all of a sudden something happens and then there's a song from 6 years ago that they thought was cool then that didn't really, you know, see the success then happening now. Suki Waterhouse is a good person. I talked to her recently and she was just saying how like almost disorienting it could feel, but to know that like really there are no rules right now and that you like just like embrace that in a way. Yeah.
I get that disorienting and like that's a real feeling, especially if it's a piece of art that you've already put out in the world, and you're in a different place than even you were when you created it.
Yeah.
And then you got to go back to it so much and pull from that well to perform it over and over.
I think it's so cool, though. It's so cool. It's so cool, especially like Suki says something like when she dropped that song, nobody on her team liked it. Nobody wanted her to drop it, and nobody wanted to shoot a video for it. And she just felt so fiercely called to release that. So I just love when that happens and it works, you know? It just like really tells me like, you just got to like trust yourself. I don't know.
Confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did that give you confidence going back in, even though you had maybe the like expectation monster on your shoulder, like going into the studio? Did it give you a newfound confidence?
I think so. I think paired with obviously the anxiety of like loving having a hit and like what it does for your self-esteem and music and like your financial state, like so many positive things come from that, and you're like, how can I do it again? How can I do it again? How can I do it again? You know? And I don't know, like it's good to have that type of like fire and ambition, because that makes you just make good music in a way. But then also like knowing the type of artist I am and knowing that I'm going to follow wherever is whatever is calling me, and like knowing that that is a path that is worth trusting.
This whole album feels like you following that path, following your instincts wherever they lead. And no matter what genre you want to tap into, what genre people think you shouldn't be in, you know, there's so much going on in this. Like I hear pop, I hear soft rock, grunge, I hear jazz influences going on. And the fact that it's named Blue Island, which is a township in Chicago.
Yeah, it's a city. That's where I was born.
Is it a callback to your roots and your most like base desires and passions? Does it feel transitional?
I think it feels like a mix of like a arrival and transition. I think transition into me stepping into exactly who I want to be. I don't know. I think there's just something different about even the way I'm talking about my music and the album and myself that feels more commanding, and just more, or just how I'm expressing myself in videos, on stage, using my body, using choreo. Something just feels like my artistry is like manifesting in a really cool way that just feels like, I don't know, almost like animalistic and like angsty.
How have you surprised yourself most in making this one?
Honestly, I have to say with like the visual aspect of it and choreo, like introducing that into like my live show and my videos and just my visual language has been so fun and challenging. I always thought that I wasn't an artist that was going to do choreo for some reason. I don't know. I just think that like I always thought my memory was bad. I suck at memorizing lyrics. Like even my lyrics, I'm like, wait, what's the second verse? So I thought that would be like too hard for me. Also, like when you see girls like Beyonce and Normani and Victoria, like you see them really dancing, it can like feel like, oh, if I don't have that like that diva-esque thing about me, then maybe it won't land. But I think something that was so cool about me embracing my form of movement and my style of like how I like to bend and contort, and I don't know, like finding what type of shapes I like to make with my body has been just like fun. And Akira, my choreographer, it's just been a beautiful journey of like discovering that piece of me and how my music can really manifest outwardly and in my fingers and my legs and my face, you know?
And doing it your way.
Doing it my way. Yeah, exactly.
You can try and stay boxed in and stay and do what everyone else is doing, or like what is, going back to how you said before, what may be formulaic and what may be the recipe.
Yeah.
Or you can mix it up yourself.
Right. Or just do what feels natural for me, you know? Even down to, I kind of suck at dancing in heels. Maybe I shouldn't wear heels, even though it looks so good. You know what I mean? Like really leaning into like, what are the things that make Ravyn feel good and feel like herself?
I mean, going back to the declarations made on this album, we got to talk about Baby Girl with Doechii.
Breaking down my walls, baby girl, I go through the window.
that is like you're planting the flag for all the girls who may be a little left of center or quote unquote alternative or not doing maybe what they supposed to be doing, trying to figure out how to fit in. How did that collab come about, and why is it such a centerpiece of the album?
Yeah, that song felt so important. Like the minute I started making it, I just knew it was gonna feel like the thesis of the album in a way, or the thing that ties all these themes together. Just because it feels like you're walking through my brain and like the day-to-day life of someone like me, a Black girl in the world, in music, you know, who it's a little rebellious of like the norm and what works, and is like finding her way and her path in it. And it just felt so right to have someone like Doechii on it, because I'm so inspired by her and her conviction in her path, and like her being so dedicated to exactly who she is before anybody else believed or saw it for her. I think that's so beautiful and such a striking story and path, and I just resonate with like women like that and artists like that. So I just thought it was just important to have something like that on the album. I think that's something I would like to hear if I was 15 and of a similar path and cut of the same cloth. I would want to hear, you know, can never be wrong even if you don't go where everybody goes. I just think that's such a beautiful, confident sentiment that is just really good for me to be singing to myself every day.
Yeah, it's like a mantra.
Yeah.
And speaking of standing in your truth and standing in exactly who you are, even if other people are not catching on.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating to me, the other side of virality that came with you and Love Me Not and the success. Sorry, I gotta laugh.
It's okay.
It's so strange that people kind of called who you were into question.
Yeah.
Some people thought you were white. Then people found out you were Black. Then like, what kind of Black girl is she?
Yeah.
And listen, the internet has become a really big playground for a lot of small-minded people.
Yeah.
We know this. But I will never forget the day when you posted, it was like the screenshot of the one Black girl
and
in the
white
all-white friend group.
Yeah.
And you were like, I was going to give it some time.
Yeah.
But y'all got me fucked up, basically.
Like, y'all know I don't talk on here.
Yeah.
But I feel like at a certain point I had to defend myself. And I'm not somebody that usually feels like I have to, but I think it was just an important moment for me to like bring people into who I am, and to remember that there's a person behind these songs and these tweets and whatever, you know, that comes from somewhere culturally rich. And I think that was a weird and confusing time for me, to have people on both sides, white people hearing Love Me Not and thinking I was white, and then them watching the video and being like, oh, okay, you know, or Black people being disappointed that the song that went crazy wasn't a pure R&B song. It's just like, sometimes you just can't win with that shit. And it really gave me a taste of what defining my own path really feels like, you know. And it doesn't only come with, oh, that's so cool, you're doing your own thing, that's so cool, you know. It comes with a lot of rejection and questions and curiosities, and people feeling like they have to, I don't know. I think a lot of it is just me having to understand that I have to get comfortable with that type of thing in my career, because I don't think it's the end of it, you know. And like, there are people like Santi Gold and Khalees and Whitney Houston, whoever, you know, Janet, who've experienced that before me, you know. I think it's just sad that it's still happening and we're still having to defend ourselves. But I think at the root of it is just important for me to reemphasize, especially, you know, to Black people, that these are all our genres. And when you do that, when you make speculations like that, or throw out really like just like opinions like that, what you're doing is you're like cutting like the richness of like the soil we come from, you know? And I think the beauty of what our history has done and explained to us is that the people before us have really carved out and worked so that we don't have to keep having this conversation, and we can occupy any space we want to, you know, because it belongs to us. So hopefully in all of this, people walk away from these type of conversations feeling empowered to just do whatever they want to do, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, girl, well said. Speak on it, because that's the quiet part that people don't want to admit that they're really saying, is they don't think you should be in this genre or you should have this look, this aesthetic.
Right.
When it's like, she's giving Shaka Khan.
Right.
She's giving Diana.
Yeah. Yeah.
Open a book.
Yeah. I also understand like the history of Black music and how it's been co-opted, you know, by white artists, and the history of whitewashing. Like I'm not dismissing that, but at the same time, we got to look at the facts and the history, and I don't know, make room for and embrace artists really exploring themselves. And I think at the root of it, that's what we got to keep in mind, that these are, you know, Black artists and young Black kids looking up to every type of form of Black. And we don't want to shut out any of it, because we might be, I don't know, crushing flowers that's supposed to grow. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a conversation that's always been in rotation in music, and I'm glad that more people are being vocal and staunch and adamant about saying that all genres coming from America are Black genres, indigenous genres. But still, it's coming in the ether because you have someone like Beyonce putting out a country album, and then the Grammys changing the categories the next year. You have Korean artists winning for songs, and then they change the categories the next year.
We were just talking about this.
Exactly. It's like they're always going to still change the scoreboard, change the target.
Yeah.
And even this album, even Blue Island, when you look on streaming services, it's called an R&B and soul album. How does that make you feel?
I don't know. Because when people call me an R&B artist, that resonates. People call me a pop artist, that resonates. People call me an alt artist, that resonates too. I don't know. But what I do know is that whenever I don't speak about the full spectrum of genre that I like to occupy, it feels like I'm like deleting parts of my identity that feel like it makes me whole, you know? And I think whenever we do talk about R&B, we're not talking about sonically what's happening. We're talking about like, it's racial. It's purely racial, you know? And I think that's like the bigger conversation that people like to avoid, you know? Because for me, what makes R&B music R&B is the vocal tonality of it, you know? The harmony choices, which a lot of pop is pulling from right now. And then when you look back in history and you look at what Michael Jackson, Janet, Prince, they all called their music pop. Everybody recognized it as pop music, you know. So
and then they got shunned for calling it pop.
Yeah.
Sorry, I spoke.
No. You're right. So I think, I don't know. I think it's just important for us to keep making sure history is written the right way, and for Black people to feel empowered by that and not scared of that, or I don't know.
Well, going back to the album, you do a lot of that on this one. Going, like I was saying before, fully dialed in. You're experimenting in ways that I did not hear on Hypnose or Bird's Eye. These guitar riffs, these bridges. Oh my gosh, I hear the soft rock. I hear the jazz elements. I heard you were even dabbling and digging through Bollywood sounds for it. What's one song that you could pick out where you really surprised yourself in how you played with genre, playing with sonics?
Probably Saturday Night. I love that one because I can't like put my finger on what it feels like, and I like when music sounds like that. And I think that has a lot to do with like me and Dahi's process too, because I'll write a song to a specific beat that sounds a certain way. Like that original beat felt a little like more like kind of almost like a little southern, western something. So that's why like my vocal tone in it, in the hook, feels almost like, I thought it would be fun to like write almost like a Stevie Nicks type of hook over that type of beat, because why would you ever do that? You know, in that tone too. I like when worlds mix that aren't supposed to, and that one feels like, what is it? There's like this electronic element happening, but then like the hook feels like a classic, like kind of soft rock hook. I don't know. I like that it kind of pulls multiple worlds and people together, and I think that's what makes like a really great, like, universal song in a way. So that one,
yeah, it's like Fleetwood Mac, Ronnie Spector, all of these different elements all together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's another one you think of?
Maybe Let Us In. That's probably one of my favorite Dahi beats ever. I just like how hard and loud the beat is, paired with like this more R&B melodic Janet vocal approach. I can't wait to play that one live, and I hope people like really, really, really like that one, because that's one of my favorites. It almost didn't make it on the album because I was like, is this too different from everything? Is it too loud? But I thought it was a good like bang.
Dang.
Yeah.
Just to think about like it not making it on the album, because it's such a punctuation mark.
I feel that way too. And Dahi was like, this needs to go on there.
Yeah. What's something else on the album that almost didn't make it?
I feel like everything else I kind of knew like pretty quickly. But Let Us In was one of the last songs we made, and I was like, is the album getting too long? That's when I start like overthinking and freaking out. I'm like, people are gonna skip so many songs because it's too long, you know. So then I have to like just take a step away, not listen to it for a little bit, come back, and I'm like, okay, I think it works. Yeah, with this one I kind of knew. I never feel like I make a lot of songs for an album, but I guess for this one I did have like 50 songs to choose from. But it's hard for me to finish a song if I know it's not going to go on something. I'm the worst with that.
You need a deadline.
I just need to know that there's a place for it. Because my thing is, if I'm not using it, that means I don't feel strongly enough about it. That's just how my brain works. If I don't feel strongly enough about it, why am I finishing it?
I feel that way too.
Yeah.
That's why I have a lot of unfinished arts and crafts projects.
You know?
Yeah.
And then there'll be that one thing that's like, I gotta finish this. Mm-hmm. And that comes out. And it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. The storytelling on here too is so on point. I mean, you've always been such a succinct, honest writer.
Yeah.
I think of songs like Potential,
Yeah,
and the imagery you create on that one. Find It One Day.
Mm-hmm.
That is, girl.
That's my mom's.
Really?
Yeah, she loves that one.
That's her fave?
No, it's that one, and what else? Familiar Dreams. She loves that one too. Yeah.
That's a good one too. Yeah. But Find It One Day, that's one of the most maturely petty songs I've heard in a minute, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Writing a former lover or somebody who fumbled you.
Yeah.
Writing them a letter and then having them find it one day.
Yeah. I like that idea of like having a breakup and then almost hoping that when you guys go out into the world, you'll find that thing that makes you a better person or a more expansive, well-rounded, smarter person. And that makes you somehow find your way back to each other. I don't know. I like to romanticize shit like that. But that's really what the song is saying, that, you know, as hard as it is to make this decision to break up, separate, whatever, I'm hopeful that like the world would do its thing, the universe would do its thing, and that it'll make us come back to each other better or not. That's like the fear of letting go of somebody you love, right? Is hopefully you find each other again, or you find that thing that makes this work. I don't know.
And I mean, you'll be different people at that point.
Yeah. And there's something like beautiful and cool about that. But then you're faced with the reality of, what if me getting smarter and cooler means that this doesn't work? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any parts of yourself you had to break up with in order to get from who you were in Love Me Not Whirlwind to who you are now on Blue Island?
Any parts of myself I had to break up with? I think I'm somebody that usually doesn't do too well with too much change at once. Even though I'm an Aquarius, like it's kind of in our nature to kind of evolve and change and like kind of go with the wind. But sometimes when I feel like there's change happening that's a little out of my control or wasn't planned for or wasn't anticipated, I freak out and I don't know what to do with that. But I think like now after this past year, I have the tools to be able to like just cope with change and take all of it as like one full, colorful experience. And I think that's what makes life fulfilling and I don't know, like tumultuous in the best way.
What are the tools? Please tell me.
I don't know. I think it's like not, I feel like I've had to learn to not like fixate over the details of everything and like knowing that with every decision or with every like path or change in script that there's something on the other side that's gonna work and that's gonna say yes and that's gonna agree with me.
Yeah. No, that's good. Because you can say that so many times, but then when you really know it in your heart, like no one can take it away from you.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I forget it every day and I have to like remind myself every morning, you know. It's just like it's just a trust that has to happen with you and the world.
And did you have to fight to find that trust in the midst of how fast life started moving for you? For sure. Especially when like the door kind of flies wide open for just like more of everything, like more opinions, more opportunity, more doubt, more confidence, vanity, money, decisions, you know, just having to decipher all of that and like try to figure out what's worth like consuming myself with and what's not, and like letting it like just surrender into it, I guess. Yeah. Looking back on the life that's lifed in the past couple of years, would you want another viral hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody who says no is lying. That shit is so fun. Seeing the numbers go up in real time, seeing people discover you in real time, seeing like opportunity pour in, you know, when you've been working for it and hoping for it. Of course. I want it 1,000,000 times. Yeah.
And you'll be ready for it this time.
Yeah.
Like, psychologically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're in a business that gives a lot of accolades. People give out trophies, give out flowers. Some people go a long time without flowers.
Yeah.
What's something you've accomplished in making this album that you're really proud of yourself for?
I think it's really just like my ability now to like focus on what's in front of me at the moment. And that's like a hard thing to do, and that's something I'm still learning. But when you're in the midst of like a whirlwind in a way, and something that feels like deeply unsettling, it makes you have to find some type of anchor in all of it. And now I feel like I have that internal place to go to, and I'm proud of that.
Well, speaking of learning to trust yourself, a big part of that is undoing all that we've learned around scarcity mindset and how nothing is ever going to be as good as it was.
Yeah. That was a lot of the disorienting thing about last year, is having this rush of opportunity that I've been searching for and hoping for like my whole career this far, and feeling like I have to say yes to everything because, you know, I've chosen one of the most uncertain and unstable careers you could have. And there's always that fear and thought of, what if all of this goes away tomorrow and I don't have the opportunity anymore? And I just want to feel like I said yes to everything I could and did everything I could to sustain it, you know? But that creates a really like fucked up, unhealthy relationship to work, into music, into something I love. Because now it's like, oh, I can't take a break because I'm scared that, what did Michael Jackson say when he said that whenever I get a song, I have to record it just in case it goes to Prince instead and he records it. It's that thing, you know, that is good for like ambition and work ethic. But at a certain point, it's like, girl, like, don't kill yourself over this. You know what I mean? So
don't burn you out.
Yeah, but I saw the Charlie XCX movie and I saw that she took a 2-day break, even though she was still screaming on the phone and talking to the label over the entire break.
People have been telling me to kind of slow down, maybe even disappear. No, bitch.
But I was like, you can take a break, even if it's just 2 days, even if it's just around the corner at a hotel in LA, you know? But like finding time and the priority and like measuring it as just as important as work is something I'm like trying to work and mold into my brain because it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you saying no to in this era?
Nothing yet.
I'll let you know.
Nothing yet. I'm just in this season where I just feel invigorated and inspired and like hungry. I'm hungry. And I need to feed that hunger and excitement. And maybe next year I'll take a break. It's the worst. My manager's always like, okay, I told you. He's like, okay, it's on you, you know?
Maybe just block off like 2 days at that hotel in LA.
But then something comes up.
But the phone will be off, so you won't know. And the path that you have of choosing the time.
You're right. This is all good stuff you're saying.
Yeah. You're not going to take it. I'm not going to say.
It's all good stuff. Honestly, I feel like there's a season for going hard and there's a season for rest. And I'm not in that restful season right now. And maybe that's just something I got to make peace with.
You're in go mode.
Yeah.
I mean, you're about to head out on tour. Yeah. And give these fans, these newfound fans, and Moon Shoes EP fans, this whole new era of yourself and this music. What is the message you want people to leave your shows with when you go on tour with this album?
First of all, I'm so excited about this show. Stage design, the lighting, the choreo. It's a new show. The music, it just feels, I don't know. I'm just excited for people to like walk into Blue Island and feel like they can come as they are and leave feeling more confident in who they are. And that's really all I want from people when they listen to my music, you know? So there'll be some tears, some sweat, some dance, some kisses, some hugs, all of it. Yeah.
Amazing. And living all the lives you've lived now, because it's been many seasons, many eras. Thinking back to that young girl who was doing shows in Chicago with her mom. Shout out to mom. What do you think you would tell 15, 16-year-old Ravyn about where she's been now?
I think I'll just tell her to like keep harnessing that thing you got in you. You know, I just celebrated the 10-year anniversary of Moon Shoes last week or a few days ago. And it's just a good reminder of like what that initial feeling was and how that's like the purest of the feeling. And I think I would just tell her that there's something naturally in you that's just it. And to just like, don't doubt that. You know, I keep telling myself that.
In what ways is Blue Island an album you only could have made now?
I don't know. I think the past 2 years has been just like an experience that have like shaped my early adulthood in a way, and also like shaped and molded my thought process around how far this music thing can really go for me. You know, I think it's important to see what's possible, to be able to know, okay, like I can do it. And I've always known that, but then once you see how like tangible it is and you feel it, that's a different thing. And I think when you walk into the studio and you walk into spaces with that type of energy and confidence, it just breeds a different thing. And I'm so proud of the music and that you can feel that thing in it, you know? Yeah.
It's like lived in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you've surrounded yourself with a lot of contemporaries who've been doing that.
Yeah.
And who've been mixing it up, changing the definition of alternative by the day, by the hour, by the release. I'm thinking about Dahi.
Yeah.
Bambi also.
Love Bambi.
I love her down.
Yeah.
Who are some other producers or musical artists you want to work with?
There's a wide range of artists I want to work with. I love Rosalia. I want to work with Andre 3000 someday. I love Licky Lee. I love Santi Gold. I got to meet her a few weeks ago.
Oh my gosh, what was that like?
Tell you. Well, I met her once before. And then I saw her again like a few weeks ago, and she was like, "We've met before, right?" I was like, "We have." I didn't want to say it, but we have. But I just told her that like I love her, and like seeing someone like that, especially a Black woman, really pave her own way is just great and like inspiring for me. So I would love to do something with her. I love Charlie. I mean, Steve is one of my favorite artists ever. Like I always want to make music with him. Yeah, that's like top of mind.
I see a Santa Gold collab in the future.
Love that.
Very much so.
Love that.
Have any younger artists come up to you and said that to you?
I had the pleasure of meeting and touring with Natanya on my last run, and she's just like the sweetest pea ever. I love her. I love how she's just not scared, and I like when you can like smell that on an artist, especially, you know, a Black girl that's experimenting and I don't know, embracing all of who she is. You can only respect that and be inspired by that. So it was so cool to meet her and hear how much she, you know, liked my music. And yeah, I would honestly love to work with her one day too.
Yeah. I like how you said, like, you can smell it.
You can smell it. You can just feel it. It's like, oh, I want to get behind this, you know?
Yeah. What is your message to all the Black girls out there who might be getting called weird or left of center or alternative?
Yeah.
What is your message to them specifically with this album and everything it encompasses?
I think you got to take all those words as compliments. That means you're doing something that's uniquely you. And when you look at all the artists who really stand the test of time and leave a mark, that's what they did. I don't know. Yeah, I just love like seeing my fans come to the shows and like seeing their like colored hair and their like crazy smudgy makeup and sparkly nails. I don't know. I just like seeing people be themselves, and that's always what I've tried to like spread in my music and just as a person. Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And congratulations again. 3 albums in.
Thank you, babe.
It's like the most self-actualized I've ever heard you. Amazing.
That's great. Thank you.